So I'm from Slovakia, working on a public procurement processing project, and I would like to show you a couple of examples what we found in the source data, and I would call it dirty data. So I will start with this quote of a former minister of defense, who told that it will be almost impossible for him to know about all the procurements because they are doing the most procurements from all the ministries. However, this statement, I tried to change this statement, and you can imagine it as if Tesco CEO told this, that he is not able to know about any flow of financials within his chain of stores. However, he does. He does, because he has all those reports, dashboards in the morning, on the Monday or first day of the month. He has all the reports, so he does know it. So how come that the Ministry of Defense doesn't know it? Well, because they do not have it. They do not have it as in a form of reports. They have lots of those documents which look like this, and they are human readable. And he had to go through all those, or someone from the ministry had to go through all those documents to find all the numbers that they should create report from. So it's like trying to find the exact corners within a huge pile of serials. So, and you think that scanned PDFs are ugly. I will show you that it's not the only ugly thing. You can also have HTML, which can be really almost as difficult to parse as a scanned PDF. So we tried to process all those documents. From the first side, it looked really nice, kind of structured, and with all those labels around. However, what we found later, this is example from the document. It looks nice. This one looks nice. We just changed the coloring to more contrast to be able to see the structure visually of the documents. However, even if we found some pattern in those documents, there were still a couple of documents which broke the pattern. So we had really completely different layout of the documents. So we had to create lots of exceptions to those parsing rules. Or there were a couple of documents where the value was stored at the 25th level of nesting. And you can see 4 nested tables, and there were no IDs, no class tags, not anything you can try to find. So there are many parts of the documents which we parsed based on surrounding blocks, surrounding tags, surrounding text. So yeah, so you think that HTML is structure. Well, sometimes, but this doesn't look like readable structure. So 25 and more levels of nesting. So it's like trying to find something within Matryoshka. Well, this is much easier because you have only one stack, but in the HTML document you have a whole tree which you have to try to find the value you are looking for. Well, this is another example. This is HTML. I will explain it in plain language for people who are not technical. So this was also found in a lot of documents, and it means that in a document you have something like this. Here is a subtitle, and here is a letter O. But this letter O should be in uppercase, and there is another subtitle, which is like, it's a reference to a project. So instead of writing, here is a label, reference to a project, they split it into 2, and they told the first letter was lowercase, but there was instruction to make it uppercase. So actually, to be able to know what's inside this document, you have to use some tool or HTML render software or browser first to create create the readable representation of the HTML, and then you would be able to parse it. Yeah. Okay. So because of all those troubles we went through, we started to measure quality from various dimensions. And the first dimension we started to measure was completeness of certain fields found in those documents. So here you can see there are a couple of fields. There are company name and company identification. And from our expectation, we tried to analyze from current time towards back. And the quality towards history was getting lower and lower. And for some documents from 2005, we were not even able to find the company name or company identification. So we started to analyze where the problem is. And then we find that they use kind of two kinds of documents with slightly different structure and different labels and different stuff inside. So this is why we were not able to find all those records, all those fields within those documents. So by parsing all those two types of documents, we increased the quality of the data from 55% to average 88%, which is really nice considering the quality of the source data. Yeah, so after a lot of alchemy with the data, with the documents and cleansing process and data quality management, we were able to answer the question of the journalist, which was put to the Ministry of Defense, and we were able to find out all those numbers that Ministry of Defense doesn't know, because he would go crazy if he tried to find out those numbers. So my message is, if you have something ugly, try to measure quality, and it will show you all the gaps where you have to do more analysis into documents, into structure of documents, to be able to find all the fields, and to finally to be able to create the reports for a